Hello guys. I want to this afternoon, talk about this social issue. I know that I'm not one of those that talk about, or I don't really talk about social issue much because sometimes I feel like I'm not expert on that one. But what I talk about more of security is because I think I am expert in that regards. So, but I really want to talk about this because one, it still impacts, the general security. One thing I can say any day is that everybody, especially people from Africa, from Nigeria, really want to, have the best of life, best of security, best of environment. But, you know, I want us to talk about the way people, treat their housemaid or house help or domestic staff. Because for you to have security, for you to have the best of environment and country, you have to create that enabling environment. First is that there are a whole lot of videos, online that have shown where a whole lot of house help or housemaid or domestic staff were severely maltreated by their principal. If you look at them, most of them seem to be women. The reason may not be far-fetched because most of our home are run by the women. However, it is so sad that most of these women are Southerners, especially Igbos or Southeast. And for me, anytime I see such a video, it used to break my heart. One is because it's not the first time I'm seeing such. While growing up, I grew up, in an environment where I saw a whole lot of them. I saw a whole lot of mates cry late in the night, maltreated, stop school. You see more. The ones you see on the internet are just a tip of the iceberg. If you have been to a city like Aba, you have lived in some houses where you have like 8 flats and close to that, You see how these maids are beating, some of them sleep on the staircase. It's actually terrible. The ones we see, we are the lucky ones. I have argued that the reason why we treat our house help the way we do is because we don't know what it takes to raise children. Yes, taking care of, I have younger kids here and, here we don't have house help. And though it's actually one of my wish when I got married. Before we even got married, I told my wife I don't think I will have house help. Thankfully, God was kind to me that we live in a place where such practice doesn't exist. I prefer to hire a nanny that will come and help out, in the house than house help. The reason is because it's very difficult for you to see people that have really treated house help like he or she deserved or deserves. The reasons, like I said, that one is that we don't know what it takes. Actually, people that have helps, especially you see people in their country where a whole lot of people can help them, take care of their children, don't know how difficult. People like us here that didn't know how difficult it is, to take care of children. Now, apart from that, there is this issue of, many of us came from families where we are not receptive. People are sized, there are a whole lot of families where the wife don't see the husband brother as actually uncle to her children. she sees them as enemies. You know, that is how some of these things are built. Or when you come to their family, they will size you. Are you in our class? Those kind of things, if you have a housemaid, you will never accept that it's just another child, like the child he or she is helping you to take care of. Because many times I speak about this thing in my circle, people say, oh, some house help. I say, what have they done? They break plates. You can break, even you as adult breaks plate. They spill food, they spill liquid on the floor. You do the same. Your children do the same. Apart from all this physical abuse, I think that many times you see people have a house help younger than some of their children or just slightly older than their children. And you send your own children to school where school bus will come and pick them at home. And that young person, because he or she is your maid, has to trek to another school. For me, when I was small, I know that I wanted to have everything my mate had. And I feel that some of these mates, that this is just psychological torture because they want to be like their fellow children. So I feel like if your children are going to school where you pay 500,000 in a year or term, and your mates are going to school, you pay 50,000. I still see it as a torture. It is better that you send this your mate or your children the same school. If you cannot afford to pay 500 for everybody, you go to school, they pay 200. First, your children should know that this maid is a human being, a child like them. Therefore, it will start from you treating everybody, like they deserve. It is better, because some of us argue that, oh, where they came from, they don't eat it. It's better they stay in that place they wear and are not taking 3 square meal than they came to your house, you destroy their mental health with that kind of psychological torture in the name of you are giving him or her 3 square meals. It doesn't really make sense. So I am like saying, if we have to build, a good country, a secure country, we have to start, treating others like human beings. Treating others like human beings. Treat our house help like human beings. Not to treat them like animals. We have to, receive people. If we don't like them, we can avoid them. But brutalizing and subjecting people to mental torture is not the way to go. Nigeria can get better. Africa can get better like that. Thank you.